Have you ever truly wondered what happens to your consciousness when you fall asleep? Imagine drifting beyond the edge of waking life, crossing an invisible threshold that billions cross every single night, but almost no one remembers. Tonight, in your own home, you prepare for what you think is ordinary sleep. But what if there's nothing ordinary about what lies ahead? What if every night you embark on a journey, without even realizing it? One that holds the key to understanding yourself, your dreams, and perhaps even reality itself. Stay with me, because by the time this hour is done, you'll never see sleep the same way again. From a young age, most of us are told that sleep is simply about rest. Our culture frames it as a biological necessity, a downtime for the brain, nothing more than shut-eye until we're recharged and ready for another day. But have you ever remembered a dream so detailed, so real, that it clung to you for hours after waking? Have you ever had a nightmare so intense, it left you breathless as if you just returned from an epic adventure? These moments hint at a hidden dimension within sleep, overlooked by science but never forgotten by ancient wisdom. Let's go back in time for a moment. In ancient Egypt, dreams were considered sacred messages from the gods, and sleep was a bridge to higher knowledge. The god Thoth, master of wisdom and the mysterious arts, taught that sleep is not an escape from reality, but a passageway, an invitation to explore realms invisible to the waking eye. In Tibet, monks practice dream yoga, training their souls to use the dream state as a classroom for enlightenment, even preparing for death. Other traditions around the world, from Native American tribes to Indian yogis, have revered the sleeping mind as a door to spiritual awakening. But if sleep is just rest, as modern textbooks suggest, why such reverence? Why so many tales of visions, messages, and mysterious out-of-body experiences? Maybe it's time we reconsider what our dreams are really trying to tell us. When you fall asleep each night, your body enters a well-studied sequence of stages, from light drowsiness to deep, restorative sleep, and into REM, where dreaming is most vivid. Scientists can wire up your head with electrodes, mapping every electrical flicker. But those cold graphs don't explain why people across every culture have memories that transcend the limits of physical explanation. Have you ever dreamt of a place you've never been, only to see it later in real life? Have you ever woken from a dream knowing something you couldn't possibly have learned during the day? There's more going on in the darkness behind your eyelids than anyone has dared to admit. So, where does your consciousness really go? Some mystical traditions explain it like this: sleep doesn't switch you off, it switches you over. In the liminal space of dreams, your awareness steps outside its daily costume. You are no longer bound by the logic of the waking world. Instead, you drift through memory, emotion, vast landscapes built from thought, symbolism, and pure energy. Some call this the subconscious. Others, like Thoth, call it the astral plane, a multi-layered reality that reflects not just your mind, but your soul's vibration. But what's most fascinating is that not everyone visits the same realms. The quality of your journey, the dreams you remember, the places you explore, the beings you might meet, are shaped by your emotional and energetic frequency at the moment you enter sleep. An ancient principle echoes through the teachings: as above, so below. If you drift into sleep overwhelmed by fear or anger, you may find yourself wandering dense, chaotic dreamscapes. But if you fall asleep with gratitude, curiosity, and clear intention, doors open to realms of amazing clarity, insight, and even healing. What if I told you that your pre-sleep routine is as important as any ritual performed in a temple? Imagine turning your bedroom into a sanctuary. Before bed, dim the lights. Let calming scents drift through the air. Spend a few moments reflecting on what you're grateful for. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and set an intention for the night. Maybe you ask for guidance about a lingering problem. Maybe you wish to meet a part of yourself that you've hidden away in daylight hours. This single act, repeated with sincerity, can profoundly shift what you experience each night. Countless people around the world practice these rituals, and many have reported astonishing results. Lucid dreams where they control the action, encounters with guides or loved ones, messages that make sense only weeks later. The core idea is simple, yet revolutionary. What you bring into your sleep determines where you go and what you learn. Nightly, you become the navigator of your own inner universe. But there's another side to the night. Not every journey is blissful, and that's not a punishment. Nightmares are some of the most misunderstood gifts of consciousness. When you are chased, lost, or confronted by shadowy figures, the dream is not your enemy. It is your subconscious holding up a mirror. The symbolism is intense because it demands your attention in a way waking life rarely manages. Those who learn to become lucid in these moments, to turn and face the darkness instead of running, often find that the scary monster is nothing more than a wounded part of the self, longing for acceptance and understanding. In that moment, transformation happens. What was fear becomes freedom. If you are new to lucid dreaming, know this: anyone can learn. During the day, perform simple reality checks. Ask yourself, am I dreaming? Look at your hands. Try to turn on a light switch. These seeds, planted during waking hours, bloom in the dream state. Over time, you may realize mid-dream that you have control. Here, the real work begins. You can ask any question, explore any place, choose to meet guides, heal wounds, or even rehearse waking life challenges. This is not escapism, it is evolution. Now, let's get a bit more extraordinary. Phenomena like shared or mutual dreaming documented by both mystics and some open-minded researchers. Imagine waking up next to someone and realizing you dreamt the same adventure together. Indigenous peoples have long held that the dream world is a shared territory where souls can meet beyond words. Even modern scientific studies, such as those conducted by Dr. Stanley Krippner, report instances where dreams overlap across individuals, especially when intention is set beforehand. Science is just starting to catch up to what shamans have known for centuries. But shared dreams are only part of the mystery. Many people have precognitive dreams, visions that seem to show the future before it unfolds. A conversation, a symbol, an event glimpsed first in sleep and only later in waking life. Modern physics now entertains the idea that time is a field, not a single unbroken chain. Some of the greatest minds researching consciousness suggest that during sleep, when the linear thinking mind is quiet, you may wander through the pages of possibility, scouting what's yet to come. It is not about controlling fate, but about being open to guidance that transcends the limits of chronological time. So, how do you make the most of this nightly journey? Let's get practical. Before bed, avoid the blue glow of screens and the noisy chaos of social media. Give yourself at least half an hour to transition. Try a few gentle breaths, music, or even journaling. Write down something you wish to explore: a question, a feeling, a person, or hope. When you wake, before touching your phone, take a few moments to recall anything at all. Even a single image or word, write it down. Over days and weeks, trust that your recall will improve. Patterns will reveal themselves. This practice is not just remembering dreams. It is recovering lost pieces of yourself. It is reclaiming your nights from the grip of external programming. For those willing to go deeper, ancient mystery schools taught special rituals to purify and tune the soul before sleep. These might involve focused breath, visualization of light, chanting, or simple gratitude expressed from the heart. The key is not dogma, but presence. Many report that just 5 or 10 minutes of genuine intention invite more vivid and meaningful dream experiences than years of ignoring the inner night. While some may dismiss these ideas as fantasy, research continues to chip away at the old paradigm. The work of Robert Monroe, at the Monroe Institute, pioneers in altered states, revealed that with certain sounds, binaural beats, brainwave states like deep sleep, dreaming, and even the out-of-body state can be reliably induced. Volunteers would awaken describing worlds and encounters with astonishing detail and consistency. Let's consider the phenomenon of sleep paralysis, feared by many. This halfway state between sleep and waking is your body's way of keeping you safely still while you dream. But in this vulnerable moment, many become hyper-aware of their consciousness, caught between worlds. Throughout history, this state has been interpreted as a gateway between dimensions, sometimes frightening, sometimes filled with light or insight. Next time it happens, try not to fight it. Focus on your breath and remind yourself you are safe. Sometimes, just a shift in attitude transforms panic into awe. As the hour deepens, it's natural to wonder, what is the real reason we are rarely taught about the sacredness of sleep? Could a society that dismisses dreams as nonsense be easier to control, less connected to its deeper truths? The story you're told about dreams and sleep shapes not only your night, but your potential by day. A culture of dreamers, lucid and awake, cannot be ruled by fear. Communities that respect the wisdom of the night build resilience, empathy, and creative power. As we approach the end of this journey together, remember, every night you have a choice. You can fall into sleep as a passive passenger, tossed and turned by random waves. Or you can walk to the edge with intention, curiosity, and a sense of adventure. Reclaim what was lost to programming, performance, and the worship of busyness. Turn your nights into a workshop for the soul, a temple for self-exploration, and a communication channel with the universe. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, pause for a moment. Feel the weight of your body, the rhythm of your breath. Express gratitude for the chance to dream. Whisper to your subconscious, I am ready to explore. Show me what I need to see. I welcome guidance, healing, and connection. If you feel inspired, light a candle, play gentle music, or simply rest in the quiet. Know that you are not alone. Countless others, ancient and modern, walk this path each night. And when you wake, whether with a vivid memory or just a flicker of feeling, write it down. Over time, your inner world will open. Insight will multiply, fears will soften, peace will deepen. Sleep will become not just a time for recovery, but for revelation. So, dreamer, traveler, soul, walk bravely tonight. Explore your inner worlds, embrace your shadows and your light. Leave a notebook by your bed and an open heart in your chest. And remember, every night is an adventure, every dream is a message, and every sleep is a sacred return to wonder. If you found value in this exploration, stay with us, subscribe for more journeys into the unknown, and share your most powerful dreams or questions in the comments below. Together, we unlock the gates of the night, and remember, consciousness never really sleeps. It only remembers, learns, and travels on. Thank you for being here. Travel wisely, sleep deeply, and awaken anew every single night.